What's up, guys? I'm very excited. I just got my Pedamix puzzle, or my Examinx puzzle, through the mail. It has 1,502 moving parts to it, right? I'm gonna scramble this beast up, and I'm gonna do a solve it on camera. So I probably am not going to do a full solve on like in one video. I'm gonna break it up into a series, kind of like the solving Magic Cube 5D one that's underway, but this will be done a lot faster, more than likely. Unfortunately, because of the camera angle, it's going to be hard to see exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm going to try to accompany you guys and explain maybe a little bit of what's going on, but really I'm just going to solve the puzzle, and hopefully you guys can see some of what the faces are looking like as I'm turning them. But the face that I'm looking at, that I'll be spinning all the time or twisting, is going to be away from the camera, so it's going to be hard for you guys to follow probably what's going on. But right now we're just doing a scramble of it, and we'll see what happens here. I'm assuming that this series is probably going to be, I want to say, 5 or 6 parts long, an hour each part, something like that. I don't know exactly. And I'm doing this because nobody can, I'm doing a scramble on camera, so nobody can accuse me of doing a reverse scramble, because that's just ridiculous. I mean, if you're jealous of somebody, just admit it. Like, although I don't think there's any reason to be jealous of putting together, an object with colors on it. Sure, it takes some, higher level spatial logic and whatnot to do, but I don't think that it makes me any smarter than you or anybody else. That's just, some people can, grasp spatial logic concepts. Some can grasp the really advanced ones. Like me, I've solved a 7 spatial dimensional Rubik's Cube, and I have a world record on magic hyperbolic tiles. I'm still the only one in the world that solved the 52 colored one. And I was the first one in the world to solve any of the implemented versions of the puzzle, except for the late Andre Osterlin, who was the creator, who solved the 8 color easiest version before he released it to the public. So technically I'm still the first one in the world to solve any of the implemented versions of magic hyperbolic tiles, and that was pretty cool for me. If you want to check it out, my name is on the list. You could probably find it at superliminal.com. It used to be I forget what it was called, astr.narad or something like that, but that was because that was Andre Osterlin's actual website for the puzzle. But now you should be able to find it on superliminal.com, and just look up magic hyperbolic tiles, and my name will be on that, and as well as some of the other hyperdimensional twisty puzzles out there. My name is not yet on Magic Cube 4D on the Hall of Fame yet. I have solved it plenty of times, but getting the email file to the creator, Melinda Green, I just haven't had time to really do it. But I have solved that Magic Cube 5th dimension, Magic Cube 6th dimension, Magic Cube 7th dimension, Magic 120 cell, and magic hyperbolic tiles. So anyway, I'm assuming this looks pretty good to you guys. It's pretty dang scrambled now, so now I guess I'm just gonna start working on it. And the first face I'm gonna do is this gray one, because I want to leave the vibrant colors scrambled to the end. So the white, the red, blue, yellow, violet, and green, I want those to still, you know, be scrambled, while the other less attractive colors, the gray, the light blue, the beige, pink, lime green, and orange, I want those to be solved first. So that's how I'm going to do mine. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I guess just solve the centers first. That's typically what you do. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm trying to hold the gray to where you guys can kind of see that I'm putting it together, but it's very difficult for me because I have to look down on the puzzle now. So if I change perspectives, it's because I can't really see what I'm doing very easily. So the first step that I want to do is I want to put together the centralmost pentagon aside from the center, so the small pentagon group, and we're just going to put all those grays together. We'll be connecting them, and like such. Doing the centers takes the absolute longest, so I may just chop it up into many different videos of where I'm putting together a certain color center, or maybe several centers, because like I said, this is just, it's going to take a long time to solve this puzzle, especially on camera. And as far as I know, the phone that I'm recording on probably can't go 5 or 6 hours long in a video, so I'm going to have to I'll have to chop it up into segments, but we'll see just how fast I can get some of these centers done here and go from there, I guess. So now we're kind of pretty much done with the small centers. Oh, the smallest pentagon section of the gray side. So see, there it is. And now we're just going to try and like systematically just solve the boundaries around that, and then the boundaries around the next layer, and then the boundaries around the next, until the gray is completely solved. So let's see what we got here. Jeez. Hope you guys are enjoying your summer afternoon. It's quite hot out there here in Michigan. We're having 90+ degree days over and over again. And I work in an assembly plant for Chrysler, and there's no air conditioning in there, so it's pretty horrible. You know, I enjoy the hot weather when I'm outside in it, but not when I gotta work in a hot plant that only has fans. So that's it's pretty awful. I'm actually hoping for this heat wave to end, because it's a little bit much for me. Let's see here. Okay, what are we looking for here? Another thing that's the most ironic part about this puzzle, as far as the difficulty goes for me, is just the fact that finding the pieces that you want is actually the most difficult part for me, because I already understand the theory behind it. No, I've never solved an 11 by 11 by 11 dodecahedron before I did the other day, the first time I had gotten this puzzle. But even then, it was no challenge to me, because once you solve like I don't want to say a 5x5x5 dodecahedron, but if you've solved 6x6x6, you have all of the information that you need in order to solve n by n by n. See, some of the gray is starting to come together. So, but yeah, it's not really too different once you get past a 6x6x6 version of the dodecahedral puzzle. So it's really just patience and trying to go for PBs as far as time goes, I guess. So see here. There. So what I'm doing to fill out the boundaries of that medium-sized circle, or not circle, but pentagon, is I'm slowly grouping together the parts that would make like a star point on that particular pentagonal ring, or whatever you want to call it. And that's how you pretty much want to solve all these pieces here. But see, now I'm looking for, forgive that sound, that's the air conditioner unit that just turned on. I'm so glad because you know, I've not had air conditioning for half of this heat wave so far, and the maintenance people finally got one put in for me. So that was a win for me. So I've been trying to get them to do it for months, and you know, it's beyond me why they want to charge $900 a month for an apartment that is so lacking in certain aspects. But hopefully I can save up enough money to buy myself a house next year. That's the plan, but you never know with the way this economy is going. It's really interesting, all the events that have happened here in 2020 so far. It's been kind of crazy, if you ask me. So let me see here. I could definitely turn this a lot faster if I didn't have this at such an awkward angle, but like I said, unfortunately I can't really turn it to the camera while I'm solving that part of it, because then I can't see it. So, and I can't work with the reverse mirror, you know, the mirror image of the camera will confuse me if I was looking at it and trying to solve it accordingly. Just by looking at that, I wouldn't be able to do it. So this is the best thing I can do, unfortunately. Let me see here. But yeah, I started my YouTube channel like years ago, but I was never really serious about it. But now I really want to get into making videos and things. Trying to hopefully set up myself a possible second income, because one income in this economy is just not enough anymore. So you gotta find some other way to make some money, and hopefully I can get enough subscribers eventually to monetize for YouTube to monetize my channel. That's my goal. That's why I'm putting out so many different types of videos, so I can kind of cater to all different types of interest pools. There's lots of people that enjoy chess and twisty puzzling, singing, hot pepper challenges, and other things, fitness and whatnot, bodybuilding. I'm actually trying to bodybuild at age 34, which is a little more difficult than when you're younger. I'm not a total beginner to it, but you know, before it was so hard for me to gain any weight, I had to quit working out because I was just shrinking in size. I couldn't get enough calories to supplement my body. And now that I'm 34, my metabolism has slowed down considerably to the point where now I gotta watch my calories, and that's proven to be challenging because I'm trying to cut calories now and build muscle at the same time. And it's called a body recomposition, but I've gotten some progress on it. I was like 25% body fat or something close to that. I don't have an exact number because I haven't had a DEXA scan done on me, but it had to be somewhat close to that because I was what you would call skinny fat right before quarantine started, actually, and then quarantine hit, and I was like, you know what? My buddy Howard from my work, he hit me up and he said, well, what are you doing? Why don't we work out? I challenge you to 300 reps, 100 reps of 3 different exercises a day. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 crunches, or not crunches, 100 squats. And so I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot, and I was like, I need to get into shape again anyway. And so I did that for actually the first day, and then after that I was like, well, let's try and ramp it up to 400 because I don't feel like I'm doing enough work. And so then I did 400 the next day for the next 3 days, and then I upped it to 600 reps of 106 different exercises on the 5th day. And then the next day I was like, let's go for 700, and I did 700 reps a day for up until the 14-day mark, and then I upped it to 1,000 reps a day, which was 10 different exercises, and doing that every single day. And that got to the point where I started to get discouraged. My muscles started to really hurt, because if you're trying to bodybuild, you don't want to work out the same body parts over and over and over again. It's counterproductive, believe it or not, because your muscles need time to rest. So when I was done with my month challenge of that, after completing 1,000 reps a day, I went straight for the weights. I got my old weights set out, and I actually bring them to my job, and I work out at the job because I know on my days off I'm not going to feel like working out. So it's easier to stay committed if I do it on the job, and that's just the way I choose to do it. I might change my mind now that I got my air conditioning in, because really the extreme heat was kind of making it difficult for me to do any workouts here, but it honestly turned out to be not such a bad decision to work out there, because I've made significant progress. Before quarantine, I had like 13.5 size arms or whatever, and that was at skinny fat, so a much higher body fat percentage. And so now it's to the point where they're about 14.5 to 14.75 inches lean, and I only did that in like 2 months. So not really newbie gains, because like I said, I'm not super new to working out, but my body has just not worked out for so long that it's putting back the muscle that I lost, because I was that size before years ago, and it added some extra size, so I'm happy about that. And I'm trying to make sure that it's hard to do that, talk about that and find the pieces I'm looking for. I just lost my train of thought. That's what being 34 years old will do for you. Like, sharp as a tack when it comes to puzzles, but speaking in public is not exactly one of my fortes, as I'm sure some of you have noticed. But I'm trying to get better at it, which is why I'm speaking this whole time during the video. Hopefully it's more entertaining for you than to just see me turn this thing and, you know, not really talk at all. It just seems like this is more interactive with people, so I chose to go this route. But anyway, yeah, I made significant gains in my bodybuilding so far, and I'm trying to keep going. I don't want to give up. Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, he might have been on juice, but make no mistake, his genetics were fantastic for bodybuilding, and he didn't really need juice until, you know, he reached his genetic potential, which the man still had over 20-inch arms, or around 20-inch arms when he was like 20 years old and not on juice. So that should just tell you what his actual genetic potential was, and the man was amazing. Still is, actually, you know. But obviously I'm not going the route of juice, although there are, believe it or not, there are some vegetables that can help you increase your testosterone count when you're trying to bodybuild. I've read up on it. It looks like spinach is one of them. Turns out Popeye was kind of onto something, or the creators of Popeye, where spinach has a natural steroid in it. You have to eat like a lot of it every day in order to see the benefits that you would if you would juice. Obviously, I don't recommend eating unnatural amounts of spinach, but you know, maybe a pound a day, that's not too much to me anyway. I try to eat a pound a day, which can help boost your testosterone naturally. Celery has ecdysterone in it, I believe it's called, and yeah, celery is really good for you. It may not taste the best, but it'll help you put some lean muscle mass on, and it is anabolic, but it's not androgenic. So, you know, the side effects that you would get from juicing is not in celery. Like, you can eat 4 stalks a day and get great anabolic benefits out of it, I guess. And then I guess another great one is quinoa. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Quinoa has anabolic properties to it as well. So I'm going to look into eating that as well, see if that can help get me an edge, a natural edge, of course. But I don't consider it juicing because, I mean, it's not. It's good for you. You should be eating these things all the time. So I would definitely advocate, you know, eating moderate amounts of celery, spinach, and quinoa a day, and see if that helps you to. It should help you to lean down a little bit, because, I mean, extra testosterone in men means weight loss, you know, fat loss. So, but on top of that, you know, it's still a struggle for me to put muscle on and lose fat. So I may actually have to go the route of bulking, and I don't really want to do that. I want my six-pack to show through. It comes in a little bit, but it's still a challenge to get it to come in. I want to have like 13% body fat, and it's achievable, but it's very hard to do in natural methods. So it's definitely going to be hard for me to get there. So like I said, I may just decide to start bulking, because I'm not really feeling the results I'm getting from trying to cut fat and build muscle at the same time. So something's gonna have to give. Either I slim down and just get cut, or in order to get jacked, I start to do a bulk of some sort, which I don't really want to get back up to my 25% body fat. So hopefully, I don't know, I'm thinking I'll cut down a couple more percent and then start to try to bulk. But it's really hard to make progress and build muscle when you're not new to bodybuilding, if you are trying to put mass on. So let me see here. Ooh. So here you can see I'm kind of getting somewhere with the gray. I'm looking for a certain piece right now and it's eluding me. Okay, I see one there. See, they're so hard to locate. That's what makes this a pain in the butt to solve. Sorry, I'm doing some twists off camera. I just realized that. It's so easy for me to put it on the ground and try to work it, because having it on a surface and spinning it or twisting it is so much easier to control it, and you can do it so much faster. Let's see here, but yeah, so that's where I'm at with bodybuilding. Hopefully, I really hope I can get 18-inch arms. That's my goal. Even to have 16 lean would be pretty great. I mean, I wouldn't have to have 18-inch, because 18 lean is really hard, and that may be out of my genetic potential. I don't know. I haven't been doing it for long enough. I've only had like 2 or 3 years of experience, and uncontinuous experience, because like I said before, I couldn't afford to supplement. And now that I have a much better job than Meyer, because that's where I used to work when I first started trying to bodybuild, Chrysler pays me a lot more money, but even still, it's still a struggle to put muscle on with the methods I'm using, so I'm gonna have to change it up. Man. Anyway, I know some of y'all didn't come to hear about bodybuilding. I apologize about that. It's just something that I'm trying to do right now. Work on myself and trying to find, like I said, other ways to make money besides my job, because everybody should be aiming to become some kind of an entrepreneur, in my opinion, if you can. So I'm trying to brainstorm ways to hit the world as an entrepreneur. I don't have a 100% plan to do that yet. Like, it's a scary thing to go from, not owning a business to trying to start one, or, trying to earn a different line of income where you employ yourself. You have to have some serious knowledge on certain things, and I don't quite possess that yet. But I'm looking up a lot of different entrepreneur pages and to try and learn some things about it.